Hello and namaste, everyone. I'm Rejina Basnet. I am currently working as a general secretary at IYAP Nepal. And talking about myself, I am currently studying law at BLL. I'm studying BLLB at National Law College. First of all, I want to thank IYAP team and everybody that was involved in starting this campaign. So I talked to my friends and asked them what should we talk about in this live video. So most of my friends suggested me like, why don't you talk about like how you're dealing with the lockdown, how you're doing things. So I decided to talk about to start with what I'm doing right now. So before the government imposed uh, lockdown in Nepal, I had my board exams going on. So it was this drastic change from exams to all of a sudden this whole huge crisis. So obviously my mind was, kind of puzzled. So I made this list of things that I wanted to try and I wanted to follow it. So I kept my course books aside and then I just started doing the things that I listed in my so-called list. So what I did was I made these personal goals which I wanted to follow, and I've been seeing people posting these things like, we need to be productive and we need to hustle and all these things. But what I truly feel is this is a moment of great crisis, so in this time we're not we're not like actually obliged to do super productive things, or be super productive, be do great things and all that stuff. Like you're not obliged, it is not obligatory to all those things. But if you want to try to learn new things, I think it doesn't hurt. So what I started doing was I started cooking. I've been trying to cook different types of food, like totally random food. And one thing I would like to take this opportunity to thank Indian aunties and uncles on YouTube. uh, those Indian aunties and uncles have been teaching me everything from economics to like how to crack an egg. So I would want to thank them in this moment. So I've been cooking, and other things that I've been doing to utilize this time are like I'm engaging myself in art and craft. I'm not a great artist, but doing art and craft, it's like a therapy to me. Uh, Although I may not be too great at it, but I feel up I feel at peace, and it helps me with my anxiety as well. So if you're wondering how you can pass your time, you can learn even simple art techniques, like they're available everywhere in YouTube and everywhere internet. So I've been doing that as well. And other thing that I have been doing is I've been doing yoga and meditation. Like it's almost been a month that I started doing yoga, and this time, this the whole period of lockdown, it has been a great companion to me. It's like my favorite time pass. And apart from just being a time pass, it is also making me like feel great, not be anxious, not be at tense, just me at peace, doing yoga and meditating and just affirming to nice things, positive things, right? So other things that I have been doing is reading. I've been aggressively reading since, like, I have a lot of free time and I don't know what to do with that time. Like, I don't have college to go, exams to attend. So I've been engaging myself in reading as many possible books as I can. So these are the things that I've been doing during these times, and you can try too. So yeah, that is it. And like, talking about the coronavirus and its effects in Nepal. So like, we all know we're middle in this pandemic, and in the global pandemic, and we have no idea how long this is going to last. But one thing we must remember is we're all in this together. uh, of course not together, a few feet apart, but still together emotionally. And yeah, and so we could be in different corners of the world right now. Like, I'm in Nepal right now, and Thiru is in Sri Lanka, and my friend is in Qatar, and my other friend is in Australia, and we're all in these different parts of the world, but we talk to each other every day, and we share this, we're all connected by human emotions, and we find solidarity in doing this. So I would suggest everyone to take out some time from our, like, we're all free, but still take out some time from our schedule and connect with our friends, the friends we've been not talking for a long period of time. We can call them and we can, like, support them. Some of the international Nepalese international students are, like, in different parts of the world, and they are facing a lot of problems because they are not with their family. And in times like this, we can call them and support them and give them moral support. We This is the least we can do to them. So, like, let's connect. Human emotions are, a strong tool. We should use this at times like this. So yeah, like I told earlier, I had my board exams going on, and then everything stopped, and government imposed lockdown, and this lockdown is being extended and extended, and it is continuing to extend still. So at this time, what we're doing is, we can go out of home before 8 a.m. only. So even going out before 8 a.m. is, like, strictly for groceries and stuffs, like emergency stuffs. We cannot just randomly roam around here and there. Uh, there are police and armies in middle of roads. They're controlling everything. They're controlling the human movement in Nepal and its streets right now. So yeah, the thing is, this pandemic has hit us, and it's sad, and everything is, everything had changed. But this pandemic, the pandemic of coronavirus, is not new to the human civilization. There had been a lot of pandemics in the course of history. If we look at it, the Black Death, American Plague, the Spanish flu, like, there have been many pandemics. But one thing is, the coronavirus crisis at this time, in this time where, we're already kind of progressed, our civilization has progressed. It's not the same with the previous pandemics. And now we have progressed as a civilization. We have developed technology and science and medical, medicine and everything. So we should be hopeful that it won't be as devastating as the previous pandemics. So yeah, but one thing is, like, future is uncertain, right? So even with the everything, even with the availability of everything from medicine to technology, we can't be sure that it won't change our way of living. I mean, it's possible that this crisis, this ongoing coronavirus crisis, can even completely change the way we've been living, we've been doing things, we've been regulating our economy and everything, our jobs, right? So it has a great possibility of it changing everything. So talking about Nepal is now in the second stage of transmission, and our government has decided to extend the lockdown till the April 15th, and it has been continuing to extend from week to week to week. And um, yeah, so there is this one thing that I am very disappointed about. If this lockdown continues to extend, I know I'm not telling that we should not be imposing lockdown, because it's a huge moment of crisis. We should have lockdown, but if the lockdown continues to extend, it will be a nightmare for the third world country like us, because, like, we're hugely dependent on, importing of products. We're dependent on other countries. Like, without globalization, our country will, like, suffer a lot. Even now when it has not just been a month of lockdown, the situation is already like a nightmare. It is dreadful for the working class people of our country. People have already lost their jobs, lost their jobs, and they have nothing to do. Like, everything is shut down, and, like, it is a nightmare for the working class people of the country. it's just sad everywhere, and not just in Nepal. It is this situation is same for everyone living in the world, especially the working class who have lost their jobs. And if we look at the data of America, like a lot of people, millions of people have already filed for unemployment. You know, we can predict that a huge global recession is coming soon, because like what we can see is, first of all, people losing their jobs, high unemployment rates, and then everything messed up in economy, and then global recession coming. Even like I was researching yesterday, and I looked up, and some economists have even told that the effects of these coronavirus crisis will be much more higher than the Great Depression of 1940s. So we can predict how bad things might get. So let's get prepared. Let's help let's help the people in our community. Let's support each and everyone, because nothing is greater than humanity, right? Not just economy, we should also be looking at this another thing called politics, because it's about time we realize that privatization of health sectors, like in countries like Nepal, like huge number of corruption and everything. It's time we realize that privatization of health sector, or any sector for that matter, that's my personal opinion, but especially privatization of health sector is clearly failing, and it's about time we realize that we should nationalize our hospitals and health services. After the coronavirus crisis, like countries like Spain and Ireland have already adopted nationalization of healthcare and public health. So decisions like this, like nationalizing healthcare, so in favor of public health for the large mass of people, should be like our first priority right now, because most of the people cannot afford to like check up, like get tested in private hospitals, and all the public health is at huge risk. And so like we should we should speak for the nationalization of healthcare and public health. So just just not the economy. After, if we nationalize the basic service industries of the country, I think we perhaps we're also seeing some shift in political system. Like for example, nationalizing the basic service industries would mean approaching towards approaching further step towards socialism, right? So many we have already seen the news that our countries like Ireland have turned into socialist country overnight. That's a huge change in political system of a country. And if countries start nationalizing their services, I think we would see changes in political system of countries too, right? So there will be changes in economy, there will be changes in politics. So this coronavirus come has arrived, you know it is going to make a lot of changes in the way we've been living, the way we've been ruled, the way we've been ruling, the way we've been operating in society, everything. So right, and apart from political shift, or the change in economy, I think Nepal has suffered a great deal, because this year 2020 Nepal government has had declared Nepal to be declared the year 2020 to be a Visit Nepal year. And right after it started, me and my friends had also made travel plans and everything, and we were calling our foreign friends to visit our country and everything. But right after the coronavirus crisis, so like after it widespread everywhere, the government had to cancel it. It had already invested a large sum of money for that project, Visit Nepal year 2020. So it from the tourism point of view, from the tourism economic point of view, Nepal uh, had to suffer a lot in this sector too. Like Talking about Nepal's cases, till now there have been nine confirmed cases. It's a low number compared to other countries of the world. We have confirmed nine cases, and one person have already recovered from from the disease, and there are now eight active cases. So they have been self isolated, and they have been kept in quarantine, right? But this is not quite fair, because like the statistics is really low, but the thing is, very less number of people have tested for the virus. Like only around 2300 people have tested for it. So 2300 people, 9 cases. So we have a lot of testing to still do, right? And one thing that I'm very disappointed with Nepali government is this coronavirus. It was already made a public health emergency by the end of January, right, by the World Health Organization. But our government hadn't taken it very seriously, and until mid of March. So till then, until the mid of March, we everything was going smoothly in the country, like nothing had happened, like a global pandemic hasn't hit yet. It was going very smoothly, and we were all functioning and doing our things. I was attending my exam, so it was very normal. And government uh, suddenly imposed a lockdown. And then you know first they did not make a proper plan and policies to how to impose a lockdown. And then they did everything in a prompt manner, and they, this lack of proper plans and policies, it clearly shows itself in the mismanagement. There has been poor management of living in the uh, in the uh, in the lives of working class people. Many daily wage workers, who are, who work every day, who work at day and eat at night. These kind of workers, they have suffered a great deal, due to government's inability to carry out prompt actions earlier, just because they waited and waited. And then they did not make any plans, any great plans, any effective plans, till mid of March. So a lot of people had to suffer just because of that. So also, I think I speak for the whole of the Indian subcontinent when I say, like, there are too many loopholes. There are too many loopholes in our system, in our political system, in our economic system. However, despite these loopholes, we're now currently imposing lockdown that is to some extent being effective. And at this time, even though government didn't do, in favor of people, in favor of working class people and everybody, and didn't take out prompt actions, didn't take out effective actions. But at this time, we should support government and agree to, being in lockdown, and not violate these rules. So we should stay at home, and, like, um help the government in reducing the crisis, reducing the cases. And we should, like, yeah, help everybody. So one thing I would like to suggest government is, like, I think it's to expand the testing process, because as I said earlier, only around 2300 people have tested so far, and the testing process hasn't reached all around the country. So government should expand it as rapid as possible. And like, there are many people who are neglected of other health services. Like, there are people who are suffering from other diseases, and they are neglected by private hospitals because they suspect them of having coronavirus. So there are a lot of these problems, and as I said earlier, we should nationalize our health service and everything. And it's just messed up right now, but we should be very hopeful. We should, like, feel peace from within, and then help government in whatever way we can. And we can help our you know neighbors and the people in our community who are needy, right? So like I might have forgotten, to address many important topics, just like our prime minister did when he was addressing the nation. So yeah, but I guess the time is over now. So at last, I would like to request you to take care of yourselves. Please show compassion to the needy people living in your community. Protect yourself, sanitize yourself, and then protect your family, and most importantly, protect yourself from fake news. This is as deadly as virus. So yeah, uh, thank you everyone. This is it. Have a nice day.